Kendall, let's recap some of the best action from today, shall we? If we can.
Where
There's
to
a lot of
start?
action. We've been doing commentary since about 10 o'clock this morning. We've been following the black belt action as best we can here on mats 1 and 2. We've been bouncing back and forth from every weight division, from the Roosterweight to the ultra heavy, both male and female. And it'd be impossible to recap everything that happened today, but let's start off with some of the champions. Any particular champions, either the male or female black belt divisions, that stand out to you?
Oh, I think some of the biggest standouts for me were Ana Rodriguez.
Yes.
It was a really big win over Maisa. And
that was the light featherweight final, light featherweight
yes.
division. Maisa Bastos, a returning champion. But Ana Rodriguez, we talked about this, about how she is one of the few people who had the technical answers,
and
but
fire.
also the fire necessary to beat Maisa, right?
Yeah, I think it was pretty incredible. Well played match by both athletes, and just I think there was, fans were a little bit confused with what was happening out of bounds and the double guard pull. But as far as what the athletes did, they went out and had a beautiful display of jiu-jitsu, gave their best, and Anna came out on top. And I think we're going to see that match a lot more times. I'm excited for that.
To be honest, Maisa Bastos she's had such a dominant run over the last couple of years. It's actually been difficult to imagine any competitor taking it to her,
right?
challenging her and taking it to her. But Ana Rodriguez absolutely appears to be a huge challenge for that athlete, and we could see very different medal podiums going on from here, right? We could see the things change up.
We could.
A champion that I would like to indicate, and this was an incredible final, one of my favorites, I think, was Shane Jamil Hill-Taylor from the featherweight division, emerging the champion in a very, very difficult division, a very stacked division, and that match with Gabriel Souza, the final. Oh, my word. I mean, okay, let's say it first of all. Gabriel Souza can't have a bad match, right? That guy is a scrapper, and he goes out and he puts it on the line every time. He fights from the beginning to the very end. But what I was so impressed about with Jamil was his combination of technique, his combination of strategy, his intelligence, and his hustle. And you add all those things together, that's what makes a champion.
Absolutely, and it's no small feat to even be in that match. That entire division was absolutely insane. The people that were beat along the way to get to the finals, and so I loved seeing Gabriel Souza with a big smile on his face at the end. Even though he lost, he was like, you could tell he was happy with the performance, he was happy with the fight, and he knew he had given it his all, and he was just having fun. And that's so cool to see from competitors. I loved it. Any
other black belt finalists stand out to you?
Yeah, definitely Yara. Oh, Yara Suarez had an insane fight with Anna Carolina, and I just think the combination of Gabriele beating Anna Carolina beating Gabriele, and then Gabriele beating Yara, and then Yara beating Anna Carolina is just a great example of the talent that we have in the women's division, especially in the higher, like when we look at the absolute weight class. The absolute division with some of the higher weight classes, how interchangeable, the jiu-jitsu math, you can't do it. They just all are so talented. You don't know what's going to happen.
So to recap, the fact that is that the Yara Suarez, who she fought through to the finals of the absolute yesterday, she actually fell short in the super heavyweight final against Gabi Pisania today. Gabi Pisania taking her first pan black belt gold medal in a hard-fought match, and that's a huge achievement in itself. But Yara Suarez was able to come back and get some redemption in coming back and fighting for the gold medal in the absolute division with a very tough win over Ana Carolina Vieira. 7.5 minutes it took her to find that lasso guard sweep, and when she did, she was able to retain top position, to use her size and her weight, and to shut down the very physical and very technical grappler that is Ana Carolina Vieira, and take gold medal in her first Pan Championships as a black belt. I think that's incredible.
Beautiful
Ana Carolina Vieira also, I have to indicate her because, of course, the silver medal in the open class, but she was champion in the medium heavyweight division, beating Elizabeth Clay. Now that in itself, again, those two have history. We saw them compete in no-gi on Road to ADCC just a couple of weeks ago. And then returning again in the gi this time. I mean, what isn't there to say about Ana Carolina's posture, her passing, her technical grips, her ability to control a dangerous submission hunter like Elizabeth Clay. And she did it once in no-gi and did it again in the gi today.
Incredible. And we have to mention that she beat Gabi Pisania in the open. I mean, Gabi Pisania beat Yara in the weight class. It's incredible, and these are some of the best women, I would say the best women in the world.
Absolutely.
Really impressive performance from all of them.
I'm going to give a shout out as well to Andre Porfirio for winning the medium heavyweight division with a submission over Pedro Mourinho in the final via a very, very strong straight ankle lock. Now, Porfirio, for me, I've said it before, I'll say it again. I think that this was his career best performance, tournament of a lifetime, taking black belt gold here in Florida. He beat Murillo Santana, he beat Manuel Hibamar, and he beat Pedro Mourinho in a row.
Yeah.
all in one day to take the gold medal here at Pans. That is an incredible resume for a guy who has dropped down in weight to medium heavyweight, and I think looks better than ever.
Yeah, I totally agree. He definitely was not the #1 favorite coming into this tournament, and he, of course, he's the top player, but I don't think everyone expected that. And it was really, really amazing to see just some outstanding performances, beautiful confidence. And I think the confidence that he displayed today, he's had a lot of success lately. He's been competing a lot, dropped that weight class, looking very athletic, was really what paid off in the finals.
So what did you think about the AOJ team as well? The 2 black belts coming out, and Jonathan Alves, he took gold here last year, comes back and does it again, winning the lightweight division. But Tynan Dalpra, in his first Pan Championships, hasn't actually competed 1 calendar year yet as a black belt, but was promoted almost a year ago. On the podium here as a brown belt, and basically came back and did what he does so well. But in the black belt divisions, both incredible achievements, right?
Yeah, absolutely incredible. I think especially when you look at the dominance that Tynan had, he had a lot of forward pressure, a lot of aggression, a lot of offense, and doing that in a brown belt division and then replicating the same results with people who have been black belts, 5, 10, sometimes longer years is really a big statement. And so winning his first large major title at a black belt IBJJF competition in the fashion that he did this weekend, I think is an extremely big achievement that is notable and really sets the stage for his black belt career. So really excited to follow that.
Pretty amazing. And of course, one final shout out. We can't cover every single champion, but I think it would be remiss not to mention the double gold Felipe Andrew, of course, winning the super heavyweight division with a tough match against Guillermo Augusto in the super heavyweight final, and then winning the absolute with an 18-8 victory over Gustavo Batista. That is incredible. Felipe Andrew had an amazing tournament, collected a number of submissions along the way. You can go back on FloGrappling and you can watch every single one of his matches. You can catch the highlights, you can catch the recaps. We've got everything. You go to FloGrappling and we've been clipping out some of the best techniques, some of the best takedowns, throws, sweeps, submissions, you name it. We've been collecting all these clips together so you can just go in and you can see the standout moments. And of course, we have interviews with all the champions and with the division winners and all the matches in their entirety as well. So lots of jiu-jitsu we can go back and study, right?
Absolutely, and I think it's so important because we watch as spectators, myself too, right? I watch as a spectator and I'm like, wow, that is so awesome, and then I forget about it, right? So being able to go back to those clips and slow it down and say, wow, okay, this grip, or the movement of the hip, or wow, this strategy for this specific person, and being able to implement that in my game is a really fast path to acceleration. So I definitely recommend going through, checking through those things, and seeing what works for you.
So I think that's pretty much it from the 2021 IBJJF Pan Championships here in Kissimmee, Florida. Myself, Hywel Teague, Kendall Rusing. Been an absolute pleasure to call the action with you here this weekend. And I got to say, all that's left is to look forward to the multitude of tournaments that we have coming up over the next couple of months.
Absolutely.
October, we have the IBJJF World No-Gi Championships. In November, we have the IBJJF World Masters Championships for the seniors. We also have the Jiu-Jitsu Con Grand Prix. There's a 4-man tournament in the middleweight division and a 4-man tournament in the heavyweight division. So far, they've confirmed the participants for the middleweight division. We have Isaac Bayens, Tynan Dalpra, Otavio Souza, and Andy Murasaki, all vying for a very large cash prize. So far announced in the heavyweight division include Victor Hugo, the ultra heavyweight champion here today at Pans, and Felipe Pena, the returning IBJJF world champion. A long time since we've seen him here in action in the IBJJF, especially on American soil. So, lots to look forward to. And then, the big one, December, is the World Championships are back.
We're back, baby.
The IBJJF Worlds, the tournament that everybody's missed so much, postponed in 2021, postponed in 2020, but we're going to be here right at the end of the year in December. Usually it's in the middle of the year, but we've managed to, well, the IBJJF managed to make some magic and make this happen right at the end of the year, so just before Christmas.
Everything's back rolling as it should be. Super excited to see what happens, especially with big statements made by a lot of athletes today. See how that rolls into the next few months of big tournaments, and excited to shake things up a little bit with some new black belts as we saw today.
Speaking of big tournaments, don't forget, of course, the Who's Number One Championship is coming up on September 25th, 26th. I believe that you might know something about that.
I will be there. I'll be there ready to go, and so will a lot of athletes from today.
Kendall's going to be competing in the heavyweight division, and we can't wait. That is a stacked 8-person bracket there. We have 5 weight divisions. We've got 3 weight divisions for the men. men and 2 for the women. And it's going to be a wild weekend. 5 divisions, 5 8-person divisions with big cash prizes on the line. $30,000 for the winner of each one. It's going to be a lot of fun. Going to be a wild one. And then we've got Who's Number One coming up in October. 2 super fights announced already as the main and co-main event. We've got Beatriz Mesquita up against Luisa Montero, and we also have Fionn Davis up against Natalie Ribeiro. That is going to be a lot of fun. Natalie Ribeiro also taking gold earlier today here at the Pan Championship.
That's
so
right.
I love it. I love it. So much action to look forward to over the next couple of months on FloGrappling. We have all the documentaries, we have all the shows, we have all our podcasts, we have training, we have techniques, we have a little bit of everything. Make your membership work for you. Go and use your subscription. Don't just watch the live events, but you can also go and check out all of the archives, all of the content that we've got. So much jiu-jitsu. Man, I think all that's left for to do now is go back and watch some matches that I missed.
I'm going to go study.
Guys, we'll see you again. Take it easy.